guys, it's Jason from Close Range Tactics, and I'm here with Travis, and we're going to go over that video we just posted on the Instagram of the Entangled fight that happened in the convenience store with 2 undercover cops. We're going to take the red-shirted undercover or plainclothes cop. He's out of the equation. Nothing really happened with him until the end anyway. We're going to talk about this, some of the mistakes that were made with the blue defender and the bad guy, as well as some of the good things that the bad guy did and what the defender could have done better. So let's set up the first part. The first part is when the blue defender rushes over to the assailant. Travis is the threat, and he's dealing with my red-shirted buddy, and I'm coming from around the corner. I hear it's an armed robbery, and when I come over, I'm excited. My gun's fully extended. I've got tunnel vision, and I'm running directly into the threat. He 2 hands control over the gun, and he steps across. And from here, we're going to get into an entanglement. We're going to go down to the ground, as we saw in the video. He made a great decision not to draw his gun. If he was carrying a gun, that was the right move to make. A lot of times people will see a gun and try to go gun for gun when it all is happening too close. He wouldn't have really had time to draw his gun, and we would have wound up trading shots on each other, and that is a no-win situation for him. So to not draw his gun and opt to go hands-on and get control over the firearm, right? And he did a real good job when he stepped across, and he starts to block me out with the body. So what would have been a better option for the blue defender is that as I came around the corner and I identified the threat, to use my tool to effectively manage that space. This is a great range for a pistol to manage the space. That's what the pistol is for. So as I come around the corner, I see the threat, I can hopefully stop at a good range, and you might need to get an angle, but you don't want to get any closer because you don't want to be within range to where he can grab that gun. All right, so let's look at it now where I'm the assailant and Travis is the blue defender that's going to come in rushing. Through with extended gun, okay? I get control. We're grappling here for a second. I step through, and we go down to the ground. When the fight goes down to the ground, I went up against the wall, and the assailant comes down to the ground, and he's got his knees on the floor, and they're basically in a position like this. He'll have a much easier time getting the gun back in his control, and this is not enough of an advantage for me. I would like to have a more advantageous position. I can recover from here. You know, it is possible to go ahead and get that gun away from here, but we need to block him from being able to come over and get 2 hands and bring that gun back. There's a few things I can do. One, and the simplest one for this guy here, is to pin the arm with the leg. That's going to be able to allow me to use my arms to grapple. So I can come in here, I can pin that with my leg. Now I can grapple here with him with 1 hand and then come back and lever that gun out. Now I've got my gun. Okay. I learned from Ed of Ed's Manifesto that he heard that this defender did lose his magazine in that exchange. So when they went to the ground, the magazine came out because he had an extended magazine release modification to his pistol. So in that entanglement, the mag dropped, which would mean that there would only be 1 shot in the chamber if he had a round in the chamber. So that's something to think about once he gets out of this mess. Let's look at what the assailant could have done maybe just a little bit better, because I would expect that when this person comes through and I get to here, I would expect this person to step so he keeps his balance. That's what I would expect. This won't last. They'll keep circling as I keep trying to get the gun. So circle on me, Travis. Right, we'll be in this position here, right? Eventually, if I can't do something to improve it, time's running out. that's not a sustainable position. He comes in with extension, and I come over to this side. This is getting the gun away from the center line, his center line, bringing the gun into my center line, so that's good for my control, but now I can use his arm as a lever here. So it's gonna be hard for him to step around on this because I'm gonna shoot my legs out and drive down, okay? Now I've got the arm isolated. His other hand can't come to save. I can lever the gun out. I can also put it into action here. Boom. Try to look for when you get entangled is to get that gun away from the center line and start to use levers and keep the hands apart. Let's look at what the defender could have done, because the defender got on the ground and he's in a fight for his pistol, and it doesn't seem like he knows how to grapple on the ground. So let's look at some things he could have done to win that ground fight and get his gun back, okay? Because I feel that if that fight would have been one-on-one and red shirt wouldn't have come in and shot the assailant, I think blue would have lost that fight 99 out of 100 times. So let's look at what he could have done better to improve his odds. We can't tell from the video what kind of pressure the guy was putting on top of the cop, so we don't really know what he was able to do, so we can just kind of come up with some options here, okay? Let's say it was just him and I and nobody's coming to save me. What can I do here? Well, we've got a couple of jiu-jitsu concepts and weapons grappling concepts here. One, with a weapon, I want to keep it into my center and my elbows close to me. And right now, the gun's far away from me and my elbows are far away from me. This isn't looking good for me. He's dominating here 2-on-1. And also, when I'm the person on the ground, I want to have my legs in the game. If my legs aren't in the game, I'm losing. So those become my two priorities. Get this back into my center line and get my legs in between us. I'm gonna try to get any leg in between us that I can. So I get here, that's great. If we're a little bit closer, like this, a little bit more like this, I might have to move and get one. I got the top leg in. Let's get the bottom leg in. Maybe I gotta move again, okay? Whole time I need to keep control over my gun. I'm gonna move again, try to get the bottom leg in. That's the power leg. Get both feet on him. Now I'm strong. I'm gonna pull this gun into my center line. Watch my hips move. I go flat and I get extension. Okay. Compressed. Could take a hand, I could clear the hand. Okay. Or I could just not deal with anything and just fire from here. If his hand is here, that's not stopping that bullet. Okay. That bullet's gonna go through that hand. Okay. So don't worry about the hand being in the way. Just shoot. As the blue defender on the ground, to kind of save ourselves from that position, you know, you want to bring the gun back into your center line. You want to get back up if you can, and if you can't, get your legs in the game, because the legs will help give you some distance here to bring the gun back and use the gun. Okay? Alternatively, you could stand up again too if you get that opportunity. And we hope you've enjoyed that technique. If you've got any questions on what our laws of self-defense are, you can check out the Instagram profile. They're in the profile under the highlighted stories. And if you've got any questions on this technique, feel free to leave a comment. So, thanks for watching.